This is that once in a lifetime.
Hello, this is Lorenzo from ASB, and I'm here to teach you how to embroider.
Embroidery is a craft where you stitch designs into a piece of fabric. These designs can range from simple, small shapes to intricate designs. It's a perfect craft for when you have absolutely nothing to do or, I don't know, you're stuck in the house in the middle of a global pandemic.
There's only so much I could do in a DIY video, so I'll just be doing a simple heart design.
What you'll need is an embroidery needle. This needle is different from sewing needles as the hole is much larger for the thread. We'll also need an embroidery hoop. This hoop allows you to easily sew the thread into the fabric. For the fabric, you'll need something tight that can handle stitching. For this design, I'll be using some denim I cut from old pants. Then of course, you need embroidery floss, which is usually sold in the craft sections of any store. First, cut what you think is an appropriate amount of thread for you to start. If it's too short, you'll end up wasting a lot of thread. Cut too much, and it could easily get tangled and ruined. For a small design like this, 1.5 feet of thread should be good enough to start. Depending on your design, you may want to separate the thread, because the thread is made up of 6 separate strands twisted together. For this design, I'll be separating it. Put the thread through the needle, putting the needle in the middle of the cut floss.
This is that once.
And then put your fabric in the hoop, like this. The stitch we'll be doing is a back stitch to outline a design. Start in the back like this. Pull it through the fabric and leave just a bit of the thread in the back to tie it together. So it doesn't fall out or you pull it through the fabric. Pull the thread over to start the outline and poke it through. And then from there, you will poke the needle through the back, still following the outline, and then poke the needle in the stitch you started with. Going until you eventually finish the outline. Little side note, you will most likely run out of thread on the needle while stitching. Just cut the needle off, and when it's used most of the thread, cut the embroidery floss and start at the stitch you left off.
This is that once in a lifetime.
Cut the thread and then tie it in the back. Next, what we're going to be doing is a satin stitch to fill our design. Pick a color and then start preferably closest to the side of the outline. Once again, start in the back. Pull the thread through, but just leave just a bit in the back to tie. Then stitch the thread across the design, back and forth like this. Ensure the stitch stays close to the outline as possible. Keep on following the back and forth pattern, and eventually you will have a completely colored in design.
This is that once in a lifetime.
So now you could cut your thread and tie it in the back.
Embroidery can be useful in many different ways, from clearing up bleach spots to just in general passing the time. that's the end of this tutorial. I'm only a beginner, so the embroidery can go much more in depth, but that's the basics, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.